D11 Sports presents St. Luke's Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
And from Tamaqua High School, we bring you another presentation of D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Matt Province and Ben Tanis with you here as we call the game from up top the bleachers at Tamaqua High School. Of course, the third member of our broadcast team is Casey Wallace. We're going to hear from him right after a break. But for these two teams, Lehighton coming in just 1-8, Tamaqua 3-6, a little higher up in the standings. And the first time around, it was Tamaqua getting the better of them, so a chance here to avenge that, and should be a good tight matchup. If anything, like the girls' game before, I expect this one to be back and forth as well.
Yeah, another rivalry, game, and that's why they do these girl-boy doubleheaders, create a good atmosphere for everybody. So you never know what can happen on those nights, and it should be a good one. Lehighton's going to look to make Tamaqua beat them from the outside, and Tamaqua's hopefully going to be able to take care of some outside shots to keep them in this game.
Jim Barron, in his 7th year on the sidelines of Tamaqua, has a scorer, Nate Gregoire, a senior, who is a tough guy to play against.
Yeah, he is, and he can do a little bit of everything. He can score from everywhere. He had an older brother who played on that historic team 2 years ago, so he definitely knows the big game, and he can light it up.
Yeah, quarterback on the football team. Meanwhile, Trevor Miller, in his 5th year, just came off a win against Pine Grove area, which snapped an 8-game losing streak. And, they do things well as a team, but when they look to score, they've had 11.5 points from Jack Lorenz, who is a senior who's been their leading guy. He also leads them downtown, 24 three-point field goals this season. Yeah,
he's definitely a guy that Tamaqua is going to have to make sure that they focus on. The ball's in his hands a lot of times, and, Lehighton runs a lot of things to try to free him up. So it's going to be a matter of him being able to kind of catch fire and the supporting cast of Lehighton stepping up.
All right, we're going to talk all about this game. Let's step aside real quickly. When we get back, we're going to get the sideline report from Casey Wallace. Don't go away here. We've got the boys, Tamaqua Lehighton, coming up on D11Sports.com, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever.
From Tamaqua High School, this is your D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Matt Province, Ben Tanis with you. I mentioned the third member of our team, Casey Wallace. Well, he's down on the court, at center court, in fact, and he's got more on this matchup in this rivalry between Tamaqua and Lehighton.
Thanks, guys. I talked to Tamaqua head coach Jim Barron before in pregame. He told me that defensively they want to play zone. And all around tonight, they're going to look for other players to step up. They've been really banged up the past couple of weeks. Lehighton head coach Trevor Miller told me that they need to contain Nathan Gregoire. He's a player who can do it all out in the court. And all around, again, they need to communicate better. They've been really struggling with communication the past couple of weeks. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, and you have to keep an eye and know exactly where Gregoire is at all times. Of course, that can also free some other guys up too as well. So defense will be a key here for Tamaqua as they try to get this victory here and string together a bit of a winning streak, try to make it back-to-back wins. And they'll try to make sure they locate and keep an eye on Gregoire.
Yeah, and the keys to the game for Lehighton, they want to make sure they handle that defensive pressure and the defensive rebounding that Tamaqua can bring. And for Tamaqua, they want to minimize their turnovers and not give up easy buckets. So they want to really make Lehighton work for it and not give anything away in transition.
All right, so that is what we're looking at here. And I do want to mention as well, you saw the report by Casey Wallace. If you're a student from any District 11 school and you're interested in broadcast journalism or photography, check out D11Sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as you take part in our internship program, student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at D11Sports. sports.com. And we're going to give you the starting lineups. We'd have one change, and that was for the home team, Tamaqua, as their 5 is one player different than it was. And I'll let you go through and tell us about the guys on the floor for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, so I believe it's Cam Lewis is out, and Lucas Malott is in place of him. And then we got McLaughlin, Dillon, Gregoire that we talked about, and Coleman. Coleman's kind of bringing a presence inside, even though he says he's 5'11", senior. 5'11", he's not that tall, but he's got a build to him, so he's going to play inside. And for Lehighton, there's Lorenz coming out. We got Blau, Lutz, Constanbader, and Roth. All guys that are, kind of the same size, that they play a little bit of, positionless basketball, as we like to call it.
All right, so you're getting Lehighton announced here as well on the floor. And Joe Roth, he talked a little bit about the starters for Lehighton. Roth, just a freshman, which obviously a big spot like this coming down the stretch towards the end of the season, trying to change things up a little bit and get some mojo. And he'll get a look tonight. And as you mentioned, Cam Lewis is not going to start. The good news for Jim Barron and for the Blue Raiders is that he will be available to participate in this game off the bench. Just won't get the start. As you mentioned, Milet is going to plug in for him. Hasn't played a whole lot, averaging 0.9 points per game. So he'll have some shoes to fill at least early on until Lewis is able to enter the game. And, there's the front court we talked about in Gregoire, who gives him some good size, and then you've got the girth, the guy who's in there taking up space in the paint, grabbing rebounds, playing physical defense, and Parker Coleman, who's a defensive player on the football team. So a couple multi-sport athletes highlighted in that starting lineup for Coach Barron.
Yeah, and you got to talk about Stephen Hoffman, who is out of the lineup. He has an AC joint injury. He probably would have been the one starting in place of Malott if he was able to go. So another big loss for Tamaqua.
First meeting January 3rd, Tamaqua 47, Lehighton 29. So today it's the road team trying to change things up a little bit and force a split of the season series.
We got Lehighton coming out running the flex offense against the man-to-man of Tamaqua.
Here's Blau. Blau averaging 3 points per game. Gives it over to Roth. Nothing doing on his drive attempt. To the deck goes Lorenz. Tough shot, partially blocked out of bounds. It'll stay here. What a good job on defense. And it looks like Milet, who got the start, part of that block there. They get credit for it.
Yeah, and he's tough. He's tasked with the tough guard of Lorenz, too.
Now McLaughlin will jump out there and guard Lorenz. Lehighton has held the ball the first minute of the game here. Nothing doing for Roth. Constanbader thought about a three. Who wants to shoot? And into traffic. Nothing doing there. The drive by Blau. And the defense has been impenetrable thus far here for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, Tamaqua's doing a good job of not giving up anything easy, and that was one of the keys. Don't give up any easy buckets. Really make them work for it, and Lehighton is really working for it right now.
They're working a minute and a half worth of passing to try to get something loose. Tamaqua staying right on the ball.
This may be the pace that Lehighton wants to play, though. The more that they have the basketball, the less Tamaqua can, score and then get into some of their pressure sets and make the pace their pace.
Down low, they get a good look after all that, and a strong finish. Roth goes over the shoulder, off the glass, and in.
That's a great finish. He does not look like a freshman to me. He looks composed.
Look at the pressure here. Nearly created a turnover, but eventually broken. And then McLaughlin is fouled. A blocking call going to go against Lutz. First foul for either team early on. In fact, the Blue Raiders yet to take a shot attempt. First possession in a half-court set here.
Coach Barron thought they'd play them in a 3-2 zone. Looks like a 2-3 here to start.
Open look, deep three is in and out, no good. And then a fight for the rebound, which comes down to Lutz, the senior. So a good first couple of possessions here for the road team. The Indians, who check in 4-13 overall, 1-8 in division. But coming off their first victory, that was the one I mentioned earlier against Pine Grove area, 45-39 earlier in the week. Really taking the air out of the ball, but then after all that offensive foul, looks like an illegal screen, and it will be called against Blau, the junior.
Now Lehighton might be taking, advantage of some of the thin lineup by Tamaqua and bringing some pressure to some of those less experienced players that Tamaqua's got to play.
Yeah, it leads to a turnover. Dillon, who's just a sophomore. Connor Dillon did have 10 points in the first meeting between these two teams, and again, leading scorer at 12.6 points per game. Had 26 against Mount Carmel. Very patient under Trevor Miller here in his 5th year. And now another offensive foul away from the action, this time on Lutz. That'll be his 2nd foul.
Yeah, they're just sliding a little bit or sticking their legs out on the screens, and the refs are seeing it.
Freshman Cooper Ansbach has checked into the game. Pressure broken. Milet, nice kick, and a foul down below as Roth will be whistled. Got a piece of the arm there on Luke Kane. First on Roth, but 14 fouls already for the visiting Indians. And Kane from the line will have a couple of free throws. 45% shooter, 13 of 29 this season, but makes the first.
Yeah, and Tamaqua's going to have guys step up. With the holes in their lineup, it creates opportunities for guys to step up, and hopefully they're able to relish in that role.
1 of 2, and then the rebound tracked down by Lutz. You see the strategy being applied by Coach Miller, and it'll be interesting to see if it frustrates Tamaqua. Well, it doesn't frustrate Milot here, who gets the steal, puts it up, and off the window and in. So getting the start, the junior has a steal and a finish, and he's got all 3 Tamaqua points.
Yeah, he did a good job there stepping into passing lanes. If teams are going to try and take the air out of the basketball and run offense for a while, you're going to have to get in passing lanes and make offense out of your defense.
Good find on the baseline. Blau, nothing doing. And a hold call. Looks like it's going to go against Dillon. Nope, take that back. It's on Milot, and that's his first foul. Joe Roth has the 2 Indians points. Now if they come out, and there's going to be a hold call. Oh, over and back. What effort there by Ansbach. Thought maybe he'd be called for a hold, but him coming up and helping on the double team created the turnover.
Yeah, Tamaqua doubles the ball screens, and they stuck with it all the way to half court and were able to get the turnover.
So good defense there. Now Ansbach running point. Good backdoor cut, but the pass wasn't there. As they try to get Gregoire on the dive, nothing happened there.
Yeah,
that's too far.
Yeah, great play call. Just got to slow down and make a better pass.
Nothing doing here. Defense has been suffocating, not allowing any real good looks yet for the Indians, though they've had the ball for about 90% of the action. On the turnaround, Roth can't get it to go, and it caroms out, and the freshman Ansbach has the rebound. Ansbach playing some big minutes already, and now he'll try the three. It's the freshman Ansbach. It's just in and out, no good. But a hold down below. It's going to be called against Tamaqua. So the ball back to the Indians, and the foul called. It's Lucas Kane. Luke Kane, his first foul.
There's a lot of youth there on the floor for Tamaqua, asking them to step up and play some big minutes.
Junior Chase Andrews checks in for the Blue Raiders. Meanwhile, Tyler Rerig, who is a senior, in for Lehighton. As both coaches going to the bench here in the first quarter with a 3-2 game. On the move, Lorenz. They have really done a good job stymieing the drive. Now again, they double off the ball screen, but this time a little too aggressive and a hold call.
Yeah, and Coach Barron's saying the exact right thing there. They did the right thing by doubling the ball screen. Then if he's picked up his dribble, you don't need to reach in, make him throw the basketball away.
That foul on Andrews, but you can see how they're utilizing Ansbach. Some of that youthful exuberance. He has been very active on the traps. To the elbow, nothing doing for Blau. Now tries the drive, cut off with the double team. They have not been able to get themselves a good free look.
No. Matt, it might be you and I with the we show up and teams can't score.
Nice drive this time, and off the window for Lorenz, who scooted past the defense. He averages 11.5 points per game to lead the Indians, and now a little pressure. It'll stay with Tamaqua. Roth, who had a quick respite, bounces right back in, and Blau comes out. And now a steal. The putback is up and in. Good job there. That was Constanbader. He's got his first field goal, and just like that, Lehighton goes up 6-3. The pressure has caused some problems for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, I don't think Tamaqua was ready for this pressure. They're not coming to the basketball. That was a great steal there and good finish. Reading passing lanes, but they're really pressuring the inbounds, and if they can get things to continue to happen that way, Tamaqua might start, folding a little bit, with a Lehighton team 1 and whatever coming in and playing with a little bit more effort than them.
Still have yet to see normal starter Cameron Lewis coming off the bench today. We'll wait to get him in, but they've gotten some good minutes from the freshman Ansbach. More pressure shown by the Indians. This has worked. And nearly stolen. How about that play athletic by Lorenz to step in there and nearly get the turnover?
Yeah, and they're doing an immediate trap and not allowing the ball back to the inbounder. Tamaqua's got to look up the floor.
It's a tough assignment for the freshman, who was able to get it eventually out to one of his teammates, that teammate Gregoire, who was fouled coming up court. It's going to be on Roth. And that's his second foul. So he'll bounce back out, and back in goes Blau.
And that's going to be a loss for them. He's a capable scorer, and Lehighton needs as many of those as they have in the game.
Don't forget, Lutz is on the bench too with 2 fouls. Oh, he's back out, I should say. He came back in, but he has 2 fouls. So a couple of their top 3 scorers, 2 of them with a couple fouls early. Now the long 3 ball is an air ball. Good closeout. An offensive rebound, a scrum, and look at the strength as Blau dug down there to pick it out. And actually came away with it, but they're going to lose possession via the possession act. Held ball called. And a break perhaps for the Blue Raiders, who maintain possession. And they have been really out of kilter here.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of letting non-shooters open and then really closing out hard on Tamaqua's shooters or other scorers, their main scorers.
That one knocked out of bounds, so the defense on both sides has been pretty impenetrable. Dylan looking. There they go, finally to the open look. Dylan off the heel, but good hustle coming back, getting the rebound, Gregoire. Now he'll launch up from deep, bullseye. Gregoire, his first points coming from beyond the 3-point line. It ties the game.
That was a big shot, and that was a really smart play. to make sure you find shooters on the offensive rebound.
And did you see the freshman Ansbach directing traffic? Like, let's get it out there, let's get it out there. And an answer. A 3-ball for Rehrig off the bench.
And things are starting to open up now a little bit here as players get a little bit more comfortable.
Tamaqua somehow saved that. Dillon going up with contact, no call, high off the window, and in. That is a strong finish for Connor Dillon.
Really good finish for the sophomore. Again, another young player that doesn't look like a sophomore. He looks very confident out there.
Before the buzzer, it's a heave, it's no good. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Lehighton, very patient with the basketball. 4 different scores led by Rehrig off the bench with 3. And after our first 8 minutes here from Tamaqua High School, 9-8 Indians here on your D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great healthcare, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever.
Matt Province, Ben Tanis back with you here from Tamaqua High School. As a former coach, we've talked now about the implementation of a shot clock coming next year. It's hard on defense, right? Because, like, what's the end game? You know, you have to either make the stop and get the rebound. You have no reprieve by playing hard defense for a set amount of time and getting the ball back. And it's put a lot of pressure on the Blue Raider defense, the way Lehighton has been very careful, very patient with the basketball.
Yeah, it makes you have to exert so much more energy, and if you get nothing out of it, it's just disheartening. So you play hard for, 2 minutes of defense, don't get a turnover, or Lehighton's able to get a bucket. It really takes the soul out of you.
Cameron Lewis has now checked in. Here is Rehrig, hit one earlier, this one no good. And right off the bench into the game, Lewis has the rebound. Had 5 points in the first meeting. Here's a look from deep, in and out, no good. A fight for the rebound, save, good job and hustle by Constanbader, and he's able to get it out to Lorenz.
And Lorenz does a good job of being able to be this point guard, this sense of calm, to be able to run what Lehighton wants to run.
Connor Dillon hounding Rehrig. Tamaqua has done a really good job staying in front of the penetration. Until now, look at that streaking move, count the basket and one. A finish by the senior Jack Lorenz.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're talking about. They're playing really, really tough defense, pressure defense, and Lorenz is able to get a head of steam over that pressure, be able to take the hit and the finish.
So for Lorenz, his second field goal. And he'll now go to the line where he's been a 49% free throw shooter. And talking things over here. Did you catch who the foul was on? I didn't see the
I believe it was on Andrews. I think Andrews was just a tad late in getting over there to try to take the charge. And that's the other thing you got to do, as a defender. If teams are pressuring and then guys are attacking and attacking hard, you got to make sure that you're able to have the guts to stand in there and take a charge.
And it is on Andrews. It is his second foul, so he'll bounce out. Lucas Milet back in. And Andrews is back in, I should say. He just checked into the game. And over the back call here, looks like it's Blau. It's going to be his second foul. It is. So Blau's got 2, Lutz has 2, Roth has 2.
A lot of foul trouble early on. That's 7 minutes to go in this quarter.
And now Blau will come out. Back in is Roth, but he has 2 fouls. So he's got to be careful as well here. But through it all, Lehighton leads, and it's been this trapping defense that has been so effective. They get the steal, and then the finish is not there after Lorenz stole it away, couldn't get it to go, but Lehighton saved. We'll get it back for another possession.
Tamaqua's got to do a better job. They got to catch the ball higher. They're catching it right in the corner where they can trap immediately, and then they have nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, that has been a consistent theme since they started applying the full court pressure. Oh, that was poked free. Let's see if the steal is complete. Gregoire, beautiful look to the streaker, and then the pass inside. As Lehighton came down with it and tried to get it to Milet. And a foul. And now Lorenz has his first foul.
Yeah, now we're in 1-1.
17 foul, you're right.
On the line, shooting 1-1 for Tamaqua, number 21, Mason Lehighton.
And it is Lehighton. 6 of 13 from the line coming in, but he hustles to get his miss, but slid. And so ball back to Lehighton.
If Tamaqua can, convert from the foul line, they got, 6+ minutes here of being in the bonus. And with as aggressive as Lehighton's been playing, they should be able to make a living at the foul line.
Yeah, the numbers up and down aren't great. And if you want to win some basketball games, obviously the Blue Raiders at 3-6, a game that they really feel, I'm sure, that they should get. And an offensive foul. What a job on defense. Terrific. Milet got the start today. He's played very well defensively.
Yeah, I think he was a bit late there. I feel like that might have been a block, but those calls every time 50-50. You never know which way it's going to go.
And now Roth, 3 fouls, partner.
Yeah.
Pass a little high. Cam Lewis had an open player down below. Almost looked like an alley-oop feed.
Yeah, I think he thought his player could be LeBron James. Go up there and get that one.
So a missed opportunity for the Blue Raiders. Now Blau will kick out. Rarig looking for his second triple is off the mark, but another offensive rebound by Lorenz. He has been very active in the paint tonight so far for the Indians. And he's had 4 points, which leads the team for his hustle. Sloppy, stolen away Lewis. Lewis 2-on-2. Gregoire gathered himself, puts it up. Strong move, very patient for Nate Gregoire.
Yeah, and you can tell the difference in a senior player that has got some of that experience in playing in games, that he's able to take his time, finish with the correct hand, to use his left hand over his right shoulder.
Makes it a 1-point game. Rarig able to save it, though a little sloppy here and disjointed on offense for the Indians. I think Lewis gives him a little bit more of a defensive presence since he's come into the game here with some help and helps create what was a bad shot. And away with it come the Raiders. Here's Milet. Connor Dillon, good closeout, prevents his shot. Both teams a little unraveled, but now a chance for Milet from the corner. Bullseye! And Lucas Milet has had a very good start to his evening. First points, he's been doing everything else.
Yeah, got a big start, averaging 0.9 points a game. He's really had a big impact on this game. He got swung to the corner, he's wide open, he's calling for it, shoots it with confidence. He seems to be the only one really for both sides, both teams, that seems to be in rhythm or being able to have a sense of confidence in his game or how the game is going.
Yeah, he started it from the defensive end early on, couple of steals. He's been active on his hands with his hands, deflections, etc., and they're able to contribute a little bit of offense. So Tamaqua 13-11 lead. On a bit of a run here. Remember, they trailed 9-8 after the first quarter. And now have the lead for the first time in a while. Back in comes the big man, Parker Coleman. And Cooper Ansbach, the freshman, also in.
And I think Lehighton's just feeling the effects of their foul trouble. They had a lot of energy. They still have a lot of energy, but just not able to get as much as what they were doing in the beginning of the game, defensively and offensively, with the guys that they have to have on the bench.
McLaughlin also back in, so 3 substitutes at that timeout. Trying to keep guys fresh. McLaughlin doing a good job guarding point, not allowing any penetration from Lorenz. Here is Lorenz, thought about stepping back for a 3. And now they'll take one, it's Lutz, bullseye! Braden Lutz, his first field goal tonight. Big answer for Lutz, lead back to Lehighton, they get a steal. And Constanbader able to get it up. His second field goal, 4 points, and the lead is 3.
That press has been so effective, that quick trap and not letting it get back to the inbounder.
Milet working hard, gets fouled. Remains unbashful about his role here tonight. Confidently attacking the rim and getting to the free throw line.
So the one time that they are able to pressure or beat that press, they're able to get out and get a bucket attacking early. And that's the key. I mean, Lehighton sending 3 guys to trap. You know, and if they can get past those 3 guys, you know, it's a 3-on-2, 4-on-2 the other way, and those are the things that Tamaqua has to look for. And if you're Lehighton, it's working. Just stick with it.
You talked about how confident and smooth Milet's stroke was from the corner 3. He had he made the first one. I was going to say he's now 4 for 4 this year, 4 for 5 after confidently adding his 4th point of the game. But he winds up going 1 for 2. Much different type of tempo in this game compared to the first game of our doubleheader, where the girls were running up and down the court, especially early on.
Yeah, that girls game, that first quarter was fantastic. It was beautiful basketball going up and down, and players being able to finish in traffic and make extra passes, play fast, but be able to finish off fast break opportunities.
4-point win for Lehighton. At the end of the first quarter, it was 18-15. Here we're 3 minutes from the half at 16-14. Nice pass ahead by Gregoire, and the finish is not there, however. But Gregoire gets rewarded for his selflessness, and he's able to put it back up and in.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with everything that he's able to do. He's got 12.6 points a game, but that lead pass, that lead bounce pass is so hard to throw. Lead passes, chest passes are easy, but that lead bounce pass was huge. And then he came right down the center to be able to get the offensive rebound.
He's got 6 points, and now nearly a steal for Coleman. It'll stay with Lehighton, so Coleman nearly stole it away. Connor Dillon will come back into the game and give a breather to McLaughlin. Good look. Constanbader was left alone. Tough shot. Can't get it to go out of bounds. Stays here. Five different Indians have scored, none more than 4. Lorenz and Constanbader leading the team with 4 apiece. They had a triple early on from Rarig. Now here's a triple attempt by Lorenz. Bullseye! Jack Lorenz gets it down. He's got 7 to lead the squad.
Here's that press again.
But you're right, look how shallow they're catching. They're not getting deep down court, able to break it. Now Gregoire will kick it out. Connor Dillon, splash!
Yeah, and he's a guy they got to get going. He's got 35 threes or 36 now on the year. If they can get him going, that's going to be helpful for their offense.
He had 23 earlier this year against Jim Thorpe. 26, as I mentioned, against Mount Carmel. 10 in the first meeting here against Lehighton. He's got 5 so far here in the first half. Hasn't shot a lot. Hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities. And another illegal screen. It's on Blau. It's going to be his 3rd. So Lehighton has 2 starters with 3 fouls apiece. That's a problem.
That's a big problem, and to get them where they're getting them as well, which is on the offensive side, it's just, another negative.
Cameron Lewis back to run point here for the Blue Raiders. Allen down low to Gregoire. Good ball work. Dillon left open for a 3. They found him, but he couldn't deliver. And the rebound by Lutz. Good possession. They got a good look. Rarig from downtown. No good. Now the pace starting to pick up and a foul. That is going to be on Rarig, his 2nd.
And again, it's another bad foul. They're on the other side of half court, and they're in the bonus. They're in the double bonus now, so you're going to give them free shots, 50, 60 feet from the basket.
Milet was 1 of 2 from the line on an earlier trip. 3 for 4 for the year. And now he's up to 5 points for the game. Well, he got the start. As you mentioned, came in only averaging below 1 point at 0.9 defensively, and now offensively has made the most of his opportunity.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see out of young players. Not to be nervous in these situations, but to relish the chance to be able to step up and fill in.
2-point Tamaqua lead. We've been back and forth a couple of times here in a low-scoring affair. But the tempo and the pace certainly has picked up here in the second quarter. Here's an opportunity. Nearly, Dylan just couldn't get there in time. The 3-ball by Lutz is no good. And another big stop on defense for Tamaqua.
And now Lehighton's pulling back. That press was so effective, but the foul trouble has now caused them to play a different style.
And it's not as though they picked up the fouls, as you were talking about, on the pressure defense. A lot of sloppy offensive fouls, about 4 illegal screens. Here's a chance in the open floor. Lawrence really running hard through traffic, up and in. Yes, count the basket. What a strong finish by Jack Lorenz.
Yeah, he's really confident with the basketball, and he's got the strength to be able to finish through traffic. So when he's got a head of steam like that, it's almost impossible. So as he gets the crossover, he's got 3 guys around of him, up and in. Good touch. Let's see if he can finish off the 3-point play at the foul line where he's been struggling a bit.
Game high 9 points for Lorenz, nearing his season average of 11.5. But as you talked about, free throw shooting has been a problem. Otherwise, has a very nice game.
Yeah, it was always weird to me. Guys that could knock down threes but not make foul shots.
Bullseye again from the corner. Connor Dillon, same spot, same result. He's up to 8.
Yeah, and he's a guy that if he can get in rhythm, see the ball go in a couple times, he's capable of filling it up.
16 seconds here to go in the first half. Lehighton can tie it with a triple, make it a 1-possession game. Well, regardless, it should be going into the half, barring an unforeseen set of circumstances. Here's Hope. Into the middle, Constabator right before the buzzer. Can't get the bounce. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half from Tamaqua High School. Started slow, started picking up speed, and the home team trying to avenge an earlier loss on the road. Take that back. Tamaqua won the first game 47-29 at Lehighton, and they lead here at the half. Now, their head coach is Jim Barron in his 7th season, and the 3rd member of our broadcast team has reeled him in. Let's send it down to our own Casey Wallace.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Tamaqua head coach Jim Barron. Coach, what are your thoughts on the first half?
I think we need to do a better job of taking care of their press. Way too many turnovers, gave them a couple easy buckets. Try and be a little more aggressive on defense, not let them lull us to sleep. It was kind of a slow first half for us. We're going to pick the pace up.
And as you said, you fell down really quick, and then you called a timeout. What did you tell your players?
We weren't getting to the right spots on the floor in our press break. We just needed to get to the right spots, get the ball in there, and making sure we were turning and seeing the floor and making the right passes.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, nice job by our own sideline reporter, high school student Casey Wallace. And remember, if you're a student from any District 11 school and you're interested in broadcast journalism or photography, check out d11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as you take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at d11sports.com. And I like the way we're headed. I wasn't sure about it early on, but some points there in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think they're both finding their way. I think both teams were kind of shocked at the style in which Lehighton played and the success that Lehighton was able to have. So once they got over that shock, they were able to kind of fall into what they usually do. I think that, again, that foul trouble was huge. I think Lehighton had a distinct advantage, and those fouls not only put them at a disadvantage with their bench, but it also stopped and slowed the game down a little bit and gave Tamaqua a little bit of a chance to understand what was happening.
Yeah, trying to make some adjustments, which they were able to make. And again, one thing that we don't want to fail to mention is that foul trouble going to be potentially an issue for Lehighton, as you talked about during the broadcast, that got them out of that late pressure, which had been really the key for them keeping this thing tight when they were able to create some turnovers early on. All right, we'll step aside. When we get back, we'll have more for you. We're at halftime as Tamaqua at home trying to avenge the loss in the girls' game, leading 24-21. This is your D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever. St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great healthcare, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
Matt Province, Ben Tanis back with you here from Tamaqua High School as you start your weekend with our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. And Tamaqua holding the 24-21 lead. Pretty balanced attack. Connor Dillon hit a couple of three-point field goals in the second quarter for 6 of his 8 points. Meanwhile, Lucas Milik got the spot start today, and he provided some good early defense, and he has 6 points to his ledger. Meanwhile, Lehighton has some foul trouble, but they also have Jack Lorenz, who got very hot in the second quarter, had 7 of his 9 points to lead the way for the Indians. But I think now the coaches have had time to kind of see what one another planned on doing out of the gates, and as a result, the game started taking on a little bit different life in the second quarter, and that might make for a little bit more of an entertaining style of broadcast as we head into the second half.
Yeah, I think, we alluded to that pressure, and I think that Tamaqua was going to try and do a better job of getting their guards in better spots. They were catching it so deep, and, Coach Barron, he was a point guard here at Tamaqua, a great point guard at Elizabethtown College as well. I'm sure he's talking to his guards about where they should be catching the basketball, and like he said, they need to get to their spots and their pressure sets.
And I think it's interesting, too. We talked to Trevor Miller. Didn't have a whole lot of time in between games to talk to the boys' coaches, but he said if there's one key for us, it's locating 32. Nate Gregoire, who comes in averaging 13 points a game. They located him and really limited his ability to take over the first half at any point, but that set up some opportunities, and one guy that took advantage of that was Connor Dillon.
Yeah, Connor Dillon did a good job of knocking down his open shots, and he is more of a spot-up shooter, not so much creating for himself, but when he's got an open look, he's looking to take it. And Gregoire, they really are doing a great job on him, but I think Gregoire is working his butt off. He's really getting into spots and trying to make an effect on this game in other ways, so rebounding, passing, those kinds of things. He still is showing up everywhere else.
Yeah, late second quarter, had a couple of field goals. He had only had 2 points at that point, and now he's up to 6, so you get the feeling that he's going to learn how he can create. But it's also going to help him that guys like Milet and guys like Dillon have been able to knock down threes. That'll give him a little bit maybe less attention because they'll have to share the wealth on defense. And, he's a guy that if Tamaqua's going to win, we'll say his name quite a bit beforehand, but if Lehighton's going to win, maybe that pressure defense, but what do you see? What's the key other than just locating 32?
I think it's staying out of foul trouble. I think that, they got those guys there with 3 fouls, and they were having a big impact on the game. They have guys that have length, that have some strength, that can run their offense, and you saw they wanted to run their offense for 1-2 minutes at a time. Their most, experienced guys can do that, and those guys are right now on the bench. So we'll see if they go back to that to start this half.
It's been a fun second quarter and it's making it a tight game. We've had lead changes. We've had close basketball. So all you can ask for, an exciting Friday night nightcap to our doubleheader. We'll step aside quickly when we get back and look at the standings. Then, of course, we'll have second half action. Tamaqua hosting Lehighton in a Schuylkill League Division I showdown here for your D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great healthcare, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever.
All right, back here from Tamaqua High School, getting close for half number 2. Matt Province, Ben Tanis, our entire crew here, D11 Sports crew, including the third member of our broadcast team, Casey Wallace. And we talked about, again, these teams are in the bottom half. They can still make a little noise and climb a little bit, but maybe about getting that run going in the final stretch of the year as we get a look at the Schuylkill League standings.
Yeah, and when you look at Division I's so tough, coaching at Southern Lehigh, I was always looking at Division I because we were always playing Pottsville or Blue Mountain, and they always seem to be numbers 1 and 2. North Schuylkill this year, though, is having a heck of a year and is taking that 2 spot. But Pottsville always seems to be 9-0 there. But, if you're Tamaqua and Lehighton, you want to try and push and get back up into the middle of that pack.
Yeah, Tamaqua certainly can because, look, they're only a game behind Panther Valley, 2 games behind Jim Thorpe and Blue Mountain. So, if things shake out in their favor, they can really climb up a little bit. And as for Lehighton, well, it's been a rough year, but they're coming off a win at Pine Grove area. They're playing well tonight. And so even if they don't climb as much as the potential of the Tamaqua's team, you got a chance, obviously, to feel better about yourself heading into any type of postseason play. And, at this point, that's what they have to play for, is to try to play better basketball towards the end of the year.
Yeah, it's about building the program. And even though they're 1-8, they play with a lot of energy. They play with a passion and a purpose, and that's what you want no matter what the record is.
Tamaqua gets it first out of the half as they lead 24-21 in the home white ensemble. That one nearly taken away out of the gates by Lorenz, who was really hounding McLaughlin, and then a power move there by Parker Coleman, bullied his way down. They find McLaughlin, fires the 3, it's off the mark, but another offensive rebound. How about the work of Parker Coleman?
He's so tough to stop in there. He can just create so much space.
And then Connor Dillon gets the steal. So a fast and flurry start, and Milet just couldn't get it to go. It was a beautiful look by Gregoire into the paint. Beautiful pass.
Fast start. Looks like it's going to be up and down here for the second half.
We had more shots in the first 32 seconds than we did for probably, the first 3 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
Open for 3, Lutz. No good. Milet the rebound. Constanbader takes it away. And then that finish is no good for Lorenz. The putback it's Lutz trailing the play. He's got 5 points.
And a little bit of a change here in the pressure from Lehighton. They're not all out just doubling that first pass. They're going to try and wait and kind of, save that for maybe later in the game.
Here's a 3 attempt. Milet knocks it down. Lucas Milet having a terrific game, starting in place of Cameron Lewis and doing sensationally.
Yeah, coming off a screen to his left, they sag down, and he just has the confidence to rise up and shoot it.
Got him for 9 points already. Wet spot on the floor?
Yeah, I think so. Someone fell the last time down, so they're probably just trying to wipe that up.
So 9 for Milet. Connor Dillon has 8. And Gregoire has 7. 3-headed attack for the Blue Raiders tonight. A little more balance for Lehighton, but it's been Jack Lorenz who's had the big half, at least scoring in the first half, as he had 9 going into the locker room. Big possession for Lehighton. Oh, terrific look in and a finish. That's Roth on a nice pass by Constanbader at a time they needed a bucket.
Yeah, Constanbader stayed with the play and threw that basketball right by the ear of the defender, who didn't think, he was going to be able to make the pass through.
Here's a 3 attempt. Bullseye! Connor Dillon's got a star triple tonight.
And that one was from about 4 or 5 feet off the line. When you give the shooter a couple looks, they can really get going.
And as we talked about at halftime, that's going to help Gregoire. Got to pay attention. Now Lutz, fancy finish wouldn't go. An offensive rebound and a putback. Blau at a very big time. Again, a second effort shot as Tamaqua was trying to pull away. All of a sudden, back-to-back baskets on second efforts.
Yeah, and Tamaqua changed things up now on the press. They don't have Gregoire taking the ball out of bounds anymore. They're getting it to him to start. Bigger body, guy that's more confident with the basketball.
Oh, I thought he would fire it up. Instead, blows by, gives it to Milat, who's been hot. Milat can't get it to go. Lutz the rebound. And Lehighton now trying to make a run after falling behind by 9. Lutz. And then it was to Blau, who was hassled and eventually fouled by Parker Coleman. His first.
Fouls on your Blue Raiders, number 42, Parker Coleman. On the line for Lehighton, number 10, Luke Blau.
Blau, a 51% free throw shooter. First trip to the line tonight. He's got 3 points.
Coming in from Lehighton, number 14, Tyler Rarig. And for your Blue
Roth
Raiders,
out,
number 5,
Rarig in.
number 12, Luke.
Coleman out, Cam Lewis in.
Yeah, and Coach Miller's going to have to do some crafty substitution here to keep all his guys in there with their fouls. So
1 of 2 for Blau.
Yeah, so Roth is getting a break here, probably earlier than what he's used to, just to try to keep him with just 3 fouls instead of the 4.
Milet, oh, beautiful give and go with Cam Lewis. Couldn't get it to go, then a foul. Good hustle for a second effort made there by Blue Raiders. I'm trying to see who that was. Was that?
I think it was Luke Kane.
Kane? Okay,
Yeah.
Kane kept it alive. Good job. And that cost Lutz his 3rd foul. So now 3 separate Indians have 3 fouls. Connor Dillon. Got to be quick on him. He's had 3 3 balls tonight. Milet has made himself a focal point of the offense, but that time his pass just not exactly where Dillon was expecting it, and the Indians get a huge turnover. Back down by 9 again. Strike that. 4.
We got some crazy angles in this game.
Yeah, looks like it's 32-23.
Yeah.
So when did it get by 9? I thought they had cut into the lead. Here's a chance to cut more. It's off the mark. The shot was taken by Rarig, who hit one earlier. Now Gregoire on the open floor all the way down. Picks up contact and a foul by Lorenz. Second on Lorenz and 2 free throws upcoming here for Gregoire.
Yeah, Gregoire did a good job of getting a hand in the face, getting the rebound, and then going coast to coast. He plays with a little bit more veracity, and a little bit more confidence to his game, being that senior leader.
First trip to the line tonight. He came in shooting at 62%. Now has 8 points. Now the freshman Ansbach back into the game. Connor Dillon will take a breather. He has 11 points to lead the way for the Blue Raiders. Gregoire now with 9. Lutz, nice hard drive, shifty to the basket, gets it to go.
Yeah, that was a good quick move. He knocked down a 3 earlier in the game and has taken 2 more, so Tamaqua has to come out and respect that.
Lewis all the way, just got through as the lane parted like the Red Sea. His first bucket, maybe his easiest of the year.
Yeah, he got a quick step there, but then nobody came over to help, and he took advantage of the open space.
Wow, nice pass to the cutting Constibator, who's fouled. It's going to go against Kane. It'll be his second.
Fouls on your Blue Raiders, number 12, Luke Kane.
Constibator, a 72% free throw shooter, is the best that the Indians have, and it's the first time we're seeing him from the line tonight. I guess when you're the best, you get the shooter's touch.
He had some good backspin there. Hit the back iron, and I don't know how that came back down and in.
Made me feel a lot better about myself. Well, that was short-lived. 1 of 2. He's got 5.
The commentator's jinx.
Gregoire went to his left. This time respecting the fact that Lewis might not just dish as he did a few minutes ago when he had the wide open layup. Oh, and there is a block. I would have to, that elbow seemed to come up on Rarig. I'm interested to see the call.
Yeah, it was just on the limit of, I mean, you can't lower your shoulder like that.
That's his 3rd foul. 4th Indian with 3 fouls. He'll bounce out. Roth back in, playing with 3. They have really done their best to try to bottle up Gregoire. Oh, nice look by Lewis to the cutter, but Miley couldn't hang on, and the save attempt no good. That was a fabulous pass.
Yeah, Lewis seems to, after not starting, to be feeling back into the rhythm of the game. Yeah, the first half he seemed a little bit out of sorts. Now you can see why he's a starter and one of the main guys that handles the basketball.
Ansbach and Andrews in. So again, Tamaqua using that bench. Five-point game, 2:04 to go, and a steal, big one. Ansbach will hold it up. Another 3 attempt, this partially blocked, but contact afterwards, and 3 free throws upcoming. Meanwhile, Jack Lorenz picks up his 3rd foul.
Lorenz did a good job closing out, and he got all basketball here. You're going to see it, that he's going to get all ball, but he doesn't give him room to land. So, he kind of follows through into him.
Tough break on what otherwise was an excellent defensive play. Dillon, 68% from the line, 12th point. Had a 2-pointer earlier, and since then, his last 10 points have been resulting from 3-point field goal attempts, including these free throws here. .14 as Dillon cans all 3. That builds that lead back to 8-1, shy of the apex tonight. Lehighton has hit 3 3-point field goals today, but none here in the second half. And away from the ball, Ansbach, the freshman, picks up the foul.
Now you can see a little bit more of a comfort level in the way Tamaqua was playing defense. They're going to be okay with an 8-point lead to let Lehighton run offense for as long as they want.
Lutz trying to finish in traffic. He's able to do so. Lutz has come to life. 6 points in the 3rd quarter, 9 for the game. And Lehighton continues to have an answer when they face that larger separation. Gregoire steps back, tries the 3, bullseye! Nate Gregoire from downtown.
Yeah, it was a great step back to give himself some room. I was surprised that he shot it, and I think the defense was as well.
Can Lehighton answer? No, Lorenz's shot grazes the front rim and goes out of bounds. And I'm not sure Trevor Miller loved the shot selection. I had a couple of words for his senior ball handler.
Yeah, it's a little too quick. And when you're fighting as hard as Lehighton's fighting, and the game is, a 9-point lead, you're trying to get it all back in one possession. You can't do that.
Connor Dillon, the floater, no. Another offensive rebound. Dillon from 3, got it to go. His 4th dagger from downtown. Oh, he's on fire tonight.
Yeah, he's really got a great shot, and only being a sophomore to have that good of a shot, he's only going to get better.
9 third-quarter points for sophomore Connor Dillon. 17 for the game. Came in averaging 12.5. Gregoire will step out as this lead has ballooned to 12, just like that, a game high. And Lehighton with this possession here, trying to find an answer. Roth, tough finish. No, it's not there. Ansbach has the rebound. He's got 20 seconds. They can be complacent, but they did find somebody all alone. It's rejected. Legenza went up and got swatted away. That was Blau. And so 15.2 seconds to go. Let's get a look at this.
Yes, this is one of those possessions. They're calling for one shot, and they find a guy wide open underneath it, and he goes up for it and gets it blocked. Luckily, they get it back.
Oof, that's a volleyball spike.
Yeah.
Side out.
That's a great block.
Yeah. Holy Toledo, throw it down. Out of bounds, stays here. Lehighton would have loved to have a break here as this thing has kind of spun out of them in the third quarter.
It's a tough spot to inbound the basketball, too. Yeah.
Oh, could be a travel. It is.
Oh, that was going to be a big turning point going into the fourth quarter if they were going to be able to convert that.
I mean, that could be as much as a 6-point swing. Really, they're holding for that final shot, maybe a bury of three. And now you give an opportunity here to Tamaqua. A lot of faith in Ansbach, the freshman. McGuire has an open three, in and out, no good. Boy, the place would have erupted, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Regardless, Tamaqua pulls away from a 4-point halftime lead to a 12-point lead through three. We're back with the fourth quarter here on D11Sports.com. Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
Nine points for sophomore Connor Dillon in the third quarter, a game-high 17, and his team leads now by a game-high 12 as Tamaqua out in front of the visiting Lehighton Indians here heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you can just tell from his body language, too, that he's comfortable and confident right now. You know, to start the game, he missed one, and then as soon as you start making a couple, and then third quarter, he really found his flow.
Well, really a tough first quarter for the shooters of Tamaqua because they didn't get a chance to shoot. Not a whole lot anyway early on.
Yeah, they didn't even get a chance to touch the ball, really.
Wow. Parker Coleman may have gotten away with the reach there, much to the chagrin of Trevor Miller.
Yeah, it looked like a clothesline.
And this time called for the block.
He gets up smiling, knowing that he got away with the first one.
Yeah.
That's why that call was
Otherwise,
good.
it was actually, that one was a lot closer. It could have gone either way, but they kind of owed it to Lehighton after he got away with the first one.
Yeah, that one actually looked okay. A little bit of theatrics there.
Lutz drives into the defense, this time offensive foul. And that was Connor Dillon, who's had the huge second half, drawing the foul. His fourth.
And now they're back to this press.
Ansbach travel with the basketball. If it's not for a foul, we get a foul. It's going to be a hold. That's on Constanbader. He's the one guy not in foul trouble. There are 6 Indians that have fouls in this game. One is 4. Other 4 have 3, and then Constanbader has 1. Good look down low, and Gregoire with the easy lay-in on the pass by who else? Milot, who's been terrific in a lot of ways tonight.
Listen, that was a great play call because even I was like, why isn't he just throwing it to the open guy? Dillon was wide open in the backcourt. He was patient and waited for what the play was set up to do.
And now another offensive foul. Remember when this happened in the second quarter? All of a sudden, a lot of offensive fouls, illegal screens, back-to-back ones on Constanbader. And it's starting to fall away here a bit at maybe a slide away. Too fast a moment here for Lehighton. They've got to stop this bleeding quickly, or else time will not be enough of it.
And those are just frustration fouls.
Gregoire, nowhere to go. Back to Dylan. Catches, launches, a little short. Wow, the rebound.
He thought about it. He should have shot it as soon as he caught it.
Lorenz, offensive foul. Key point of the game. Let's get a look at the replay. Glad we have it.
It looks like he had the spot. He turned away at the last second. He kind of flopped. And Coach Miller is not happy.
Hansbach flopping around. Timeout, Tamaqua. I'll tell you what, there is a kid, a young freshman, who's going to have to take a deep breath after this game. And he's had the ball in the backcourt on that trap. They have hounded and just absolutely tried to get him out of rhythm. This time they were able to get a timeout.
Yeah, here's that play again. He's kind of there, but then he turns his shoulder at the last second.
Leaves his feet, too.
Yeah, he jumps in the air. That's a big call.
Yeah, it didn't look like he went straight up. I don't know. Either way, it's a foul on Lorenz, who now has 4. Woods has 4. But, I mean, more important than fouls for Lehighton at this point in the game is the fact that they have fallen behind by 14 and have only 6:52 to go. And really, I can't remember the last time they had a really good look and a good shot. You know, they haven't really had a good shot in a while.
No, it's just been all illegal screens and offensive fouls.
We get a turnover here. Woods comes away with it. Works his way. Nice feed down low. And the finish was not there. Roth was busy complaining for the foul. Meanwhile, looked up and there was a rebound for him. And then a foul on Milan. And a sarcastic applause from the crowd on the opposite side.
Yeah, the Lehighton faithful thinking that the reffing is mostly one-sided here.
Don't they always? I mean, you've coached enough high school basketball to know how that goes. Parker Coleman with the steal. Did he step out of bounds or was he fouled? A push, and that's on Rarig. That'll be his 4th foul.
And now we're in 1-and-1 here.
On the line for Tamaqua, shooting 1-and-1.
We're at the 19th foul already with all of his offensive fouls.
Coleman. No good. Milet kept it alive, and Milet eventually tracks down the rebound. He has been hustling. That is a gritty player right there. Gregoire, too strong. Rebounded by Lorenz, and here come the Indians up court.
They need this possession.
And here is an open 3. Bullseye. Rarig, his 2nd triple tonight.
Yeah, they really needed that. And Rarig did a good job of taking his time, knowing that it was a big shot, and he knocked it down.
That was a must-have shot. You know, you miss that. Even now they've got a tall mountain to climb, but 11 with 6:12 to go. You're not going to get too many open looks like that. Rarig was able to bury it. And that's going to be a foul on Roth, his 4th. So now you've got 3. Make that 4 Indians with 4 fouls.
And I really think Lehighton needs to settle down and take the refs out of it. Their pressure can get to Tamaqua. With 6 minutes, 11 seconds left, that's plenty of time. And just their pressure, they don't have to foul, will make them turn it over.
Yeah, smart pressure, right, as opposed to duress, a pressure out of necessity. Yeah. There's still enough time. They're not desperate yet.
They got to take the emotion out of it, which is so hard to do when you're playing high school basketball.
Couple of misses. We'll see the call here. Has there been a call? Woods.
Yeah, I think the trailing official is the one who called it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for our sake, our sanity, had that gone against the Indians, there may have been a riot in here.
Yeah. And it was a good call, too. Dylan met him with his hands first before the push-off happened. Definitely getting chippy, though.
Almost got it to Blau, who had positioning for a moment, but a good job by Mila to get back into a better defensive set. Here's another 3 by Rarig, off the mark, and a rebound by Gregoire. Look at this floater, no good. Good hustle by Cameron Lewis, but he couldn't save it. And Lehighton stays alive, still time, 5.5 down 11.
Dylan was shooting that ball before he even caught it. Ended up having to go to the basket.
Nice look. Blau spinning, has his shot altered, and now Dylan's going to have 3 fouls. And Blau's going to go to the free throw line, where he's been a 51% shooter this season.
Yeah, that's a great pass by Lorenz. Through traffic, good catch and spin. Let's see if he can convert.
2 of 3 tonight. He's got 4 points. Trying to get it back to single digits, and he does. 5 points for Luke Blau. And now we'll see more of that pressure, but again, so many guys with 4 fouls, they have to be smart and not reach in, and there's a reach in. I mean, that's almost a form tackle. And for Lorenz, who averages a team-high 11.5 points, and he's got 4 fouls. I believe that's number 5. Or is it his 4th? I've got him for 5.
Yeah, they just said it was his 5th. And that's, I mean, he handles the basketball for them. He's got to be smarter in that situation.
So he's out, Constanbader back. And the one guy you probably don't want to foul, being what kind of stroke he's got, is Connor Dillon. Went 3 for 3 from the line his last time there. 18th point for the sophomore Connor Dillon, a 5'9" sophomore who has terrific range and will probably have a very good career here at Tamaqua. 5 of 5 from the line tonight. Nearly doubling what he did against Lehighton first time around when he had 10. Blau hold against Lucas Milet, his 3rd foul.
Yeah, I think both coaches rather upset with both their teams, you know, inability to control themselves in those fouling situations.
Yeah, especially for Tamaqua, because at this point, they're going to give a chance for points without clock, which with a huge lead, obviously don't want to have that happen. So
yeah, you want Lehighton to take time on the offensive end. You know, you can almost take a step and sag back and let the clock run.
Blau has had a good 4th quarter from the line now, 3 for 3, 4 of 5 for the game, 6 points in all, nearly doubling his season's average. Didn't get the roll. Look at the hustle. Out of bounds, it'll be Tamaqua ball. That was Roth on the floor trying to create another opportunity for the Indians. Big 3rd quarter for the home team as Tamaqua opened up a decent-sized lead that grew to as much as, I believe, 13 at its apex, right now 10.
I see Lehighton's pressure is effective. They just got to make sure they let it happen and don't reach.
Broken. 3-on-1. Dillon's going to play a little keep away, and they'll reset the offense and choose some more time off the clock. Roth has 4 fouls. He's got to be real careful. Rared trying to reach. There's Lutz's 5th foul. He's out of the game. So Braden Lutz is gone. So 2 starters have fouled out for the Indians. And with just half-decent free throw shooting, Tamaqua should be able to seal this game from the line.
Yeah, they're going to be spending the next 4 minutes there.
Senior Thomas Hoke back in, played sparingly in the first half. And Dillon just keeps on stroking. 6 of 6 from the line tonight. He's got 20 points. Emphatic rebound by Roth, but nearly lost the handle on it. Just streaking to the basket. Roth all the way, couldn't get it to go. Hoke tried to keep it alive. but threw it to Cameron Lewis. Good look ahead. It's Dillon, and he'll again backtrack and take some more time off the clock. Smart move by Connor Dillon.
Yeah, very smart. Time is way more important now. Let your offense run.
Gregoire blows by Hoke. Just can't get it to go. Strong move. Hoke eventually comes away with it, and a foul called against Tamaqua.
Yep, and that's what Tamaqua wanted to do. Draw the defense out and then be able to go by when they overextend.
I believe that's only the first foul on Gregoire. Probably angry with himself right now. He's at 14 points, so he is above his season's average, but maybe the two easiest points he was going to have today, and he earned them by beating the defense off the drive. Lau's made a living from the line here in the second half. His fourth trip there. So far he's gone 4 of 6. Hits the front end.
Yeah, he's done a good job of probing the defense, getting into the paint, and getting all. If he doesn't get it on the drives, he's getting it on offensive rebounds.
One of 2. He's got 7 tonight. Now again, they'll keep away. Lewis had it poked out of bounds, but off the Indians. So now inside of 4 minutes to go, a 10-point game. Tamaqua trying to go for the season sweep over Lehighton. After on the girls' side earlier in our first game of our doubleheader, the Lehighton girls made it to season sweep over Tamaqua. Good unselfish passes, not 1 but 2. And that gets Luke Kane to the free throw line. But talk about selfless play. A couple of guys who had open shots but passed on for better shots.
Great extra pass. That was that inbounds play to get the shooter a shot, and Gregoire was open, and he did a great job knowing his teammate was right behind him for the extra pass.
Kane had 3 points all in the first quarter. One of them coming from the free throw line. 1 of 3 tonight. Make it 2 of 4. I don't know if that was a turnover, if he was looking for a dive from Roth. Either way, a turnover, again, an ill-opportune time.
Yeah, you can just tell they're out of sorts without Lorenz on the floor running the show.
Yeah, you mentioned that could be a factor when he fouled out. And, of course, the 5th foul that he picked up probably could have been avoided. Had that reach after the pressure was broken. It was a frustration foul. This guy here, Connor Dillon, so far the player of the game, 20 points tonight. And 12 of those coming in the second half. Gregoire fouled by Constibator, his 3rd foul.
Yeah, and Dillon's done a good job making smart decisions as well. He's not their point guard, but the ball ends up in his hands a lot of times, and he's making the right calls.
This Tamaqua team hasn't won in a while, Coach. It's been since January 10th when they won against Panther Valley, 52-47. They've lost 4 in a row, including a 62-34 defeat at the hands of Jim Thorpe. Their last game, which was their 4th consecutive loss. Meanwhile, Lehighton snapped an 8-game losing streak last time out, but they're in deep trouble of falling back to the L column. Constant Bader can't get the triple to go. Gregoire is hounded, and eventually it's stolen away by Blau. Here's Rarig. Bullseye, his 3rd triple tonight. All 9 of the seniors' points coming from beyond the perimeter. And for the time being, it keeps the Indians alive. Let's get a look.
Yeah, they clamped the rebound, got the steal, were able to kick it back to Rarig, who knocked down that big shot from, just moments ago.
So Gregoire grabs the rebound. Everybody runs up court, and he's left to fend for himself with 3 maroon jerseys draped on either side. He had nowhere to go. Baseline on one side and Indians everywhere else. While we have the timeout, it gives us the opportunity to remind you that tonight's broadcast brought to you by St. Luke's, the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams during these extraordinary times. You can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. Matt Province with you here, Ben Tanis to my left, and of course our team from our good buddies at SFBN and D11 Sports. Our producer tonight, Sean Kelly. Always a great job when they've got to do 2 games for the price of 1, so he's done a great job tonight for us. Camera's been terrific again tonight, so it's been a great team effort. Beautiful look. Speaking of team effort, and that is another basket, 22 points here for Connor Dillon. I thought probably fouled and a chance at a 3-point play there.
Yeah, I think he had a chance at it, but he looked back at the defense there. Uh-oh.
Gregoire gets the steal for the exclamation point. No, blocked from behind Joe Roth, but there is Kane to finish up as he gets the garbage and puts it in. 6 points for Kane, and Tamaqua has exploded this thing out.
Yeah, that was a big play by Gregoire, but I'll tell you what, Roth as a freshman is an impressive athlete.
He really is. And we didn't see a lot of him because he had foul trouble so early on.
Yeah, look at him chasing him down, cover ground, go up and get that off the backboard.
Wow. But the follow by Kane, kind of a microcosm of what's happened here really since the start of the second half. We were nip and tuck back and forth, 3-point game at half, and then midway through the third quarter, Tamaqua started to run away with it. A lot of it was because of the shooting of Dillon. Then when they gave him attention, Gregoire got hot. He had a couple of baskets, and really it's been all Tamaqua since that point.
Yeah. And Lehighton's going to have to make sure they come up with a play here and keep this close, keep it at 10 to give themselves a chance to try to get some turnovers in their pressure sets.
You know, I look at Tamaqua. What do I know? I've only seen them once. But I feel as though if they do a little better job possessing the basketball, being a little more in control of the ball, maybe they'll make some noise. They've got shooters. They've got effort. They hustle. You know, the one area that they showed a little bit of a kink in the armor tonight was when early on they were pressed before all the foul trouble and there was a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, I think, Lehighton had the advantage by being able to, they won the tip and took the Ross taking the ball to the basket there again. And again, to Ross' credit, they're calling on a freshman in the big time. But back to your point, I think just the beginning, that first quarter, Tamaqua didn't really know what to do with the style that Lehighton came out with.
Quite frankly, neither did I, Coach. We're sitting here as they're wrapping it around for 2.5 minutes around the perimeter, not even taking a shot, like, whoa. But you know what? You could see why, and you even talked about it from a coaching perspective. You want to kind of get them a little bit unraveled, take the air out of the ball, make them maybe get impatient. And it worked for a while, but of course, Tamaqua had an answer for it after the halftime and has really been in control of this game since. Roth, by the way, after 2 makes from the line, has 6 points. Very good-looking freshman here for the Indians. Meanwhile, Kane is going to go back to the free throw line for the second time here in the fourth quarter, and then the third time for the game. And he's only a freshman,
He's a freshman, too. I just looked down and noticed that as well.
Rarig has just fouled out. Third Indian to foul out. He will depart with 9 points, all coming from behind the perimeter on 3 3-point field goals. Owen Surfas, a sophomore, will check in for the first time tonight. 7 points for Luke Kane.
I can't remember the last time I saw a game where 3 guys from the same team fouled out.
Yeah, I mean, you think about sometimes the desperation, they're fouling to lengthen the game. That's one thing, but these guys all were in foul trouble in the first quarter. Yeah. Even Gregoire, though, they're hustling after that chance at an offensive rebound off the miss. I like their grit. You know, they play with a lot of moxie. That one not going to go for Constanbader. But again, for me, they don't have a lot of size, obviously. Compensate with effort. But again, they were a little susceptible to the pressure early on.
And that change of letting Gregoire catch at first was big.
No good for Constanbader. Again, even up big. You see the hustle by Gregoire. Good look ahead, Kane. And instead of being selfish and getting more points, he'll back it back out and kill some more time off the clock. This is a well-coached team.
Yeah, and that's so hard to do. I mean, even if that's me out there, I'm going up there to get some points, and he did a good job of pulling the basketball out.
This time goes up hard, and again, Kane gonna have to pay rent at the free throw line as much as he's been there here in the fourth quarter.
This is a good flash here by Dylan. Get to the middle of the floor. You can pick either side you wanted to go to. Kane's a strong-looking freshman.
Constanbader just foul out. Jonathan Parambo coming in for the first time. But there were several times, even midway through the fourth quarter, where Connor Dillon had a chance to drive to the basket. You saw him get into the paint, just kick it 180, wheel out, pass up top, kill some more time, be a team player. And you get the idea that these guys play well together. A lot of extra passes. We talked about that earlier. And he just hit both those free throws again, didn't he?
Yes.
6 points in the fourth quarter for Luke Kane, 9 in all.
And you can tell this is a rivalry. I mean, we got 47 seconds left, and these guys are still battling physically. I mean, you could just see them just constantly pushing each other, and refs have no other option than to call the foul.
7 points tonight for Luke Blau. 5th time he's gone to the line. But the first time he has missed the first shot of the 2. And all he had been 5 for 8, now 5 for 9. Looking to get into double figures, the junior Luke Blau, he's able to do so. Both teams still fighting hard. Cameron Lewis able to break pressure. And at some point, the Indians will call off the troops.
Will they?
Well, don't tell that to the freshman, Joe Roth, who becomes the 5th Indian to foul out in this game. Tell you what, Ben is going to put down the headset and start stretching because they might need to go to the bench and bring out another man. Running out of players. And you're going to see the Blue Raiders empty the bench 2 in a minute, get some guys some playing time who otherwise haven't played a whole lot, at least not at all tonight.
Subbing in for Lehighton, number 11, Braden Johnson.
Matiak,
Subbing for your Blue Raiders, number 5.
Stika, Fanek, Lewis, Milet, who did excellent tonight in the spot start, and Connor Dillon, who will probably be joined by Casey after the game. He comes out as well. Meanwhile, there's the first for Gregoire. Gregoire has 15 points tonight. Surfas to Hoke, who will catch and launch. No good. Rebound here by Kane. They let them play. And hopefully you'll see this game fizzle to the end. I'm not so sure, but 20 seconds left.
We'll see.
And what do they call the snowstorm? Some kind of bomb? Something bomb? We got a long ride back to the Valley, partner.
Yes, I do.
Down to 10. Tamaqua cheerleaders on their feet. Fans now come to the feet as the Blue Devils are going to sweep the season, or Blue Raiders rather, going to sweep the season series with the Lehighton Indians winning this one by the final of 60-46. And they do so behind 20 points from sophomore Connor Dillon. Their record now improves to 4-6 in division and 7-11 overall. Meanwhile, Lehighton falls to 1-9 and 4-14. In a moment, we're going to hear from, hopefully, head coach Jim Barron, as well as our star of the game, Connor Dillon. We do want to remind you that if you are a student from any District 11 school and you're interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out D11Sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as you take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at D11Sports.com. Well, impressive second half by Tamaqua to get ahead, stay ahead, and salt this thing away comfortably.
Yeah, it was a little touch and go there in the first half, and just a couple plays for Tamaqua sprung that lead, and the three-point shooting of Dillon really opened it up for him.
Yeah, he was able to finish with 20. He's our star of the game, and he's going to take a back seat to head coach Jim Barron as he is there alongside our third member of our broadcast team, Casey Wallace. And Casey, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Barron. Coach, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
It's a good win for us. We haven't had too many lately, so it's good to get a W. A little sloppy. I thought we could have opened it up a little more in the fourth quarter. We weren't great with foul shooting, but we did enough to win tonight, and any win's a good win for us.
And in the second half, you maintained the lead the whole way. What do you think the key was?
Yeah, we had a pretty good run to start the third quarter, opened it up, so we didn't have to play tight because it wasn't a close game. For the most part, we kept it at 10 points the whole time. So when we play loose, we're pretty good.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now they're going to bring in the star of the game. Again, 20 points for Connor Dillon, but where the game really changed was in the third quarter. And keep in mind, in that third quarter, he blew up for 9 points, 2 of them from behind the perimeter, the other 3 from the line, and he is joined right now.
Thanks, guys.
Casey.
I'm here with Connor Dillon, your player of the game. Connor, what are your thoughts on tonight's match?
It was a great team win. We came out, we knew we had to get this win. Just got to keep trying to win and get to districts and play from that on.
And your player of the game, how does that feel?
Feels great, but I want to thank my teammates. They got me open. They did most of the rebounding, and it was just a team effort.
Thanks, Connor. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll send it back to you guys.
And you like the moxie. We talked about him on the court playing a little older than a sophomore. I guess his answer is pretty posh, understands that it is a team game, and gives the credit and the praise to his teammates that set him up, that did a lot of the dirty work, allowing him to score the 20 points.
Yeah, I got to give credit to a lot of the guys that end up being player of the game. They always, first thing they do is credit their teammates, and that's the right thing to do. But it's always good sometimes to call on yourself for knocking down some big shots.
Well, the result was a 60-46 victory. We have a long drive ahead of us and potentially some serious snow. Ben, as always, a pleasure.
Yeah, it was a great game. Two good games. Love seeing the rivalry and the passion in high school sports.
And we got to see both high schools get a win. Lehighton on the girls' side, Tamaqua on the boys' side. A lot of people to thank. First of all, our crew here with SFBN was terrific. And that extends, of course, to the guy running the shots, calling the directions, etc. Sean Kelly, fine job. Great work on camera all night long. We're thankful for that. And, of course, for the third member of our broadcast team, Casey Wallace, and for the coach, Ben Tanis, I'm Matt Province saying thank you so much for watching this production of D11Sports.com. It's the game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. We got a split. Tamaqua men or boys getting a victory in the nightcap after the Lehighton girls. We hope you stay safe and have a great weekend, everybody.